now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because initially I had it going live on my channel, and I'm like, yeah, that's the wrong channel. So there we go. That's the right one right there.
The meeting's now streaming live on YouTube. What's
Yep.
up, everybody? Hey, it's Aaron, it's Jay from the War Room. Obviously, if you're tracking anything, if you're alive and you have a heartbeat right now, you know that President Trump was just on stage in Philadelphia, and in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if it's Philadelphia. I think it was Philly. So you heard as he was speaking, he was making remarks about a quarter of the way through. You heard three distinct gunshots. He reached for his neck. It appeared that he was hit in his ear. He was okay. He was fist pumping the crowd. The Secret Service response we're gonna have to talk about. Okay, like I'm gonna be super clear right now. There were three females in the Secret Service right now that looked absolutely lost, had no clue what to do, no sense of urgency, no ability to affect the situation. I got issues. We're gonna put a pin in that, and we're gonna talk about it later. First and foremost, we just witnessed President Trump be mentioned in the same breath as Kennedy, as Grover Cleveland, as other people that were shot. Reagan, famously, Reagan. There was the famous balloon speech where a balloon popped and he was like, "Ah, you missed me." It's over. The 2024 election was just decided on stage in Philadelphia. I'm sorry. There are no more questions now. That's it. Like Jay, how are you feeling right now, man?
Dude, this blows my mind because as we wait for the rest of the guys to funnel in, I know Jake is on his way, and we're
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to get Ben on here also. This is unprecedented, man. Like, I literally have chills going through my body because I'm like, when I saw the text and I saw what Dylan texted, I was like, there's no
Yep.
fucking way. Like, I
Right.
literally picked up the phone and I froze and I'm like, no fucking way. Like, this
I,
is not happening. This is not fucking happening. And it's
we,
something that we talked about
yep.
on our
We,
previous episodes. And I'm like, no, no fucking way this is currently happening.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. So they called him literally Hitler for years. They've called him literally Hitler. He has said since the beginning, he ran the first time that President Trump got elected, he ran on a platform that said, they're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I'm standing in their way, and they're going to do everything that they can to remove me, up, up to and including trying to kill me. That is true. That is a conspiracy theory that is now true. That is something that I say us conservatives, Jay, your political affiliation, I'm not necessarily concerned, but I love you as a brother, dude. I don't give a shit
Yeah.
what you fucking vote. But man, I'm a conservative. I've been saying this for a long time. I've been saying that, Trump is man, I don't love everything that the guy's done, but I think we can agree presidential nominees shouldn't get shot on stage in a fucking press briefing, man, at a rally. Like this is where we are, but this is the natural outgrowth of everything that we've understood to be from the left. Okay, like it just is. I don't know what to tell you. You called him a racist. You called him literally Hitler. You incensed your followership to absolutely hate the guy and everything that he does, regardless of performance. And now the natural outgrowth of that is it looks like, at least right now, somebody took some shots at President Trump trying to kill him, and now we're all proven right. And I'll tell you what, there's nowhere to go. When's President Biden going to get on and say that this is absolutely unacceptable? He's been saying that this guy is a racist and he's a xenophobe and he wants to put black people back in cages. How's he going to walk it back? How is the president going to walk this back?
I don't think he can.
I
Um,
I don't think he can either.
dude, I think that
I,
genie is out the bottle, man. Like, this is
this
gonna
is
be, bro. Like, I'm fucking
well,
speechless, man.
I'll tell you what, man, and it's hard to collect yourself in these moments, right? But you look at it and you look at what happened when we had the immunity discussion from the Supreme Court. We talked about it on the podcast. I've made videos on it on my other channels. Listen, man, we had people literally calling for the death of Donald Trump, and they were like, "Oh, well, that's not exactly what I'm saying." And like the left media just absolutely let this go. When you have people that are hopping on, people from I can't remember the woman pretending to be a masculine dude, whatever the fuck, from Orange is the New Black, getting on and literally saying like, We should just take Trump out. There were so many people that were like, oh, presidents have immunity. You should just take Trump out. This is the outgrowth of it, right? And I will tell you that, the conservatives did a really, really bad job. I will say back in the day, do you remember the congressional shooting, the shooting that happened at the baseball game in DC?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a deranged Bernie Sanders supporter. You may not remember that, but it was in the manifesto that person had that they wanted to quote unquote kill Republicans. Okay. Back in the day, we weren't like, hey, the conservatives were like, we're not going to ascribe malice or intent to these actions that we can't actually verify that correlate or causate, right? That's fucking bullshit. And that's how we got to where we are right now. Because we didn't go, hey, this was a politically motivated shooting, and you guys want to kill conservatives, and this was at the beginning of all of the, the hubbub of where the country was going and all this other stuff. But it leads to stuff like this. And now here we are. President Trump shot on stage live. And by the way, you want to talk about fitness? You want to talk about who's better to run this country? President Trump just got shot on stage that Joe Biden couldn't walk on unaccompanied. President Trump just stood up after getting shot in the ear or somehow in the neck. He raised his hand in a bloody fist as a defiance to what is going on in our country right now. And Joe Biden doesn't know who the president of fucking Ukraine is. He called him President Putin. This is over.
Wow. Yeah.
It's over. Like the narrative is gone. I'll tell you what, you played yourself, to quote my friend DJ Khaled. Dems, you played yourself. You walked yourself into a corner. You tried to assassinate President Trump, at least what it looks like right now. Like the motivations of the shooter are unknown. I can't imagine that the shooter is not some left-leaning political ideologue because of the way that the country is right now. Every time I open up my Twitter feed or every time I open up my Instagram, somebody is calling me the worst names that they possibly can because I'm going to vote for Trump. Okay. To think that it's a bridge too far, that they radicalize somebody that was probably a little less smart, a little less capable, a little less, level-headed into shooting a presidential candidate. That's ridiculous. You're an idiot if you believe that. I'm sorry. There's nowhere to go. I know that I can't wait for the CNN headline, and I fucking mark this clip, my dude. I can't wait for the CNN headline in like a day where it's like, oh yeah, Trump shooting linked to right-wing extremism, because that's what they do all the time. They just lie. So we'll see, like, as news breaks right now, let me go ahead and look and see, what's going on. A bloody Trump was rushed off stage. The Secret Service agent looks absolutely terrible. There is a picture, of this female Secret Service agent. She has no idea what to do. She's lost. She can't pick them up. She can't move them. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So number one, for everybody out there, this wasn't rifle. This was gunshots. This was handguns.
Yeah.
You can hear it real super clearly. There were three separate shots. President Trump grabs his ear, or what looks like the back of his neck, takes a slight fall, and we go from there. We're going to learn more about the shooter. This was a pistol. It wasn't a rifle. So question number one, where is the Secret Service? Was this intentional? Like, at this point, my trust in government agencies, I got to be honest with you, it's zero. Was this allowed? Was this just incompetence? Because there can only be, really, at this point, there can only be two possibilities, and it's negligence or maliciousness. You're either incompetent or you're malicious, Secret Service. Jake, bro, Jay and I have been kind of talking. I'm not going to fill you in, brother. You just saw the news.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I got you great, brother.
Hey, man, listen, let me tell you something. First thing I did was, let's see the pictures. So you tell me, I don't know if y'all talked about it, but it looked like he got shot across his cheek and through his ear.
It looked like it. Yeah, it looked like the bullet it looked like a soft tissue, and it came out at the back. I don't know how it happened, but you're right. Where he grabbed it, 100% looked like bullet travel.
Yeah, it looked like bullet travel to me. Like, it looked like it creased his face. But I'm just gonna say this: I don't know what the Democrats are doing, but if you can't kill the man, bro, you just got him another 100,000 votes, bro. You just got him another 100,000 votes. I mean, 100 million.
What did my man Omar say from The Wire? You come at the king,
you better not miss.
Miss.
You better not miss.
my God.
This man is elected. This is it. I'm
This
sorry.
is it.
Every single person that was on the board, like again, so you talk about in Jake, we were kind of talking about like, the whole line from the left is like, oh, well, Trump's not fit either. Oh, really? He just got shot for America. He stood up and he raised a fucking fist in front of the American flag and he walked off stage that Joe Biden would have to be helped off of. What are we talking about?
Well,
oh, okay.
So I think it's going to be interesting to see. So I was thinking about, obviously I'm trying to finish this house. I was banging nails, got the call from Jay, drove home. I'm on this bad boy. My thought was, who did the Dems get to be the trigger man? Right. Mm-hmm. So like, Lee Harvey Oswald, like all that. I was thinking, man, they had to go get somebody, they're probably going to try to get somebody that looks like they're from the Republican Party. But, my wife said it wasn't a single minority in the crowd because they were in Pennsylvania at a Republican function. But, it's going to be interesting to see who did the shooting.
Well, and that's what I said is I can't wait for CNN in 2 days to be like, oh, President Trump shot by white nationalists, like Christian nationalists. Like, oh, okay. Like everything in the world now is all this. So here's my question for you, Jake. Man, like this is a security issue. This is it's an American culture and values issue. I think there's a lot of different things here. I would like your specific opinion, man. So when you see something like this happen, and we know that there's a silent majority, right? We know there's a silent majority of folks. How much do you think that this motivates the silent majority to stand up when they see this?
So Aaron, it's ironic that you said that because the whole way over here, I said I need to run for president, right? Like we need some real gunslingers in that seat, and we need some guys that are like, we're playing politics now. Like this is
GWAT veterans. Where are you at? Stand up, man. I'll tell you what. There are so many people that have been hitting me up because of my and again, this sounds douchey for me to say, right? But there have been so many people that are like, when are you running for office? When are you doing this? I'm like, I'd rather be a guy that's in the background doing kingmaker and strategy, but I'll tell you what, you can't stay out of the game now. You got to get in. I'm sorry. You got to vote. You got to do everything. Go to Vote for America, vote for the number 4 America.com. Go register right now. If you've never voted before, this is it. Go. And I'll tell you what, be prepared to do other shit too, man. Like I am not hyperbolic in this. I'm going to do every single thing now. There were things that I wasn't even prepared to do. I'm going to do now. I'm going to go get 10 friends and I'm going to go tell them about conservative values. I'm going to show them that video and then I'm going to take them to go vote. I'm going to vote in early balloting. If you need me to walk people around, you need me to canvass a neighborhood, guess what? I'm in. My brother, I'm here with my little brother. He's in the Army. He's on the E9 list. He's going to retire after 20 years of a good effing career as an E9, right? He just looked at me right now, his liberal self. He's like, that's it. I'm voting for Trump. They tried to kill him. You can't, this is America, man. You can't do it.
Yeah. And I think the big point, Aaron, that like resonated with me when you guys called me, I started laughing because like as soon as I pulled it up, I saw how he got shot, realized, he ain't dying. It don't look like it. Right.
Nope.
So the first thing I said was, golly, like American politics have went in the gutter this bad that now we got to shoot candidates. But I'm going to say, the other thing I'm going to say, now we know why Biden ain't getting out the race. Biden had a plan, you know what I'm saying? Biden said, hey man, we can do this. We can do this the way of the Russians,
So I remember I think it was the second episode, man, when we talked about, soon to be fucking President Trump, right? Because
soon to be 47. Let's go.
Because again, I'm unconventional warfare. Your Air Force Special Operation, Jake, your Navy Special Operation. We do this shit in other fucking countries
all day, motherfucker.
Unconventional warfare. Unconventional warfare. We overthrow governments, and this is textbook fucking play-by-play. And I remember we sat here and we talked about it. And we were like, dude, they fucking literally did everything they could possibly do. There's only one thing left.
There's only one thing left.
Fucking thing left. And they just fucking tried it.
I'll tell you what, my arm ain't that long, but I'm going to go ahead and fucking pat myself on the fucking back because you're exactly right. And we did call it back then, but it's because like, we're not super geniuses. We could all see where this game was going. The people like us that take it, independent analysts is what I like to call myself the most often, right? Yep. You can read the things that are coming. You can use your experiences and your subjective knowledge to make a claim about an outcome. And people hate this for us. They call us conspiracy theorists. Like, no, man, I looked at what was happening and I made the best case call for what was going to happen in the future. And like 90% of the time, we're right. The difference between a conspiracy theorist at this point and somebody that's right is only about 3 months. And right now, it just got to be about 2 weeks.
Boom. Boom, Aaron, dropping fire. Jay, I mean, from the Green Beret side, what's the playbook when you don't kill the king? As Aaron would say, what's the playbook in the Green Beret overthrow a government?
Let's go.
What's the next step when you don't succeed in killing the king?
Well, you're fucked now because he knows you're coming.
Oh, yeah.
So now security is going to get double, triple to make sure President Trump fucking lives. And when he gets into office, best believe if you thought he was trying to drain the swamp the first way around, like you literally just try to kill this man. Like he's coming for you.
That's correct. Well,
Right.
you look at it in the context of all the other things, right? So for weeks and months and now years, we've been complaining about lawfare. We've been complaining about people being unnecessarily censored. We've been complaining about how this only goes one way. And everybody said the same thing to us. These people looked us straight in the face. We're like, that's not true. The media is fair and balanced. We're not paying 90% of all advertising to 1 or 2 or 3 companies. Ben Shapiro just testified in front of Congress just last week, like this week, about how bad they've been censored. It only goes one way. And they told us the entire time, that's not happening. That's not happening. That's not happening. You just tried to kill the presumptive president of the United States of America. He's ahead in every single poll. Keep in mind, for the context, I'm glad that I'm putting this on wax in real time. Every single poll in the last 3 days have flipped. Pennsylvania is a battleground state. New York is a battleground state. President Biden won New York by 23 percentage points. It is within margin of error in New York. If that is true, if that is in any way accurate, it's already over. And you just tried to shoot the man on stage, and bloody, he raised a fist in front of the American flag while being helped off? Are you joking? The silent majority, veterans, I'm talking to you. Gun owners, I'm talking to you. Hunters, farmers, people that just want to be left alone. No more. The squishy bullshit in the middle that you're living your life and you refuse. Oh, I just want to be left alone. I just want to be left alone. You're a fucking pussy. Hear it from me right now. You're a fucking pussy. Grow the fuck up. Get out there and go do something, because these people are trying to kill you and you just want to be left alone. Okay? Jesus didn't say turn the other cheek. Jesus said an eye for an eye.
Eye for an eye. One for 10,000, Aaron. Quote the number. 1 for 10,000.
1 for 10,000 from meek and mild Jesus of Nazareth. I'm here for it, man. I'm a conservative, but I'll tell you what, I'm also that motherfucker. You come at me, you better not fucking miss. I'm sorry, dude. It's over. Like, I'm not calling for violence. I'm not inciting violence in any way, right? I am passionate. I am very upset at this scenario, obviously, right? Like, I have my feelings about it. As an American citizen, if you ever say that shooting a presidential candidate on stage in public is in any way okay, you and I are at odds, and we're going to have to talk about that. Like, you have found an adversary in me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But this goes back to what we were saying. We said in the last couple of episodes, like the fiber of America is falling apart.
The social fabric. You're right.
The fabric is falling apart, right? Like we've got, like I just saw something. They're bringing the 10 Commandments to Texas schools or one of the states, right?
Sure.
Like, and everybody's in an uproar. I'm like, yo, this is my state. I'm in Texas. I don't care, right? There ain't nothing bad in the 10 Commandments. There's nothing bad in there. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care if you're Jewish. Like, there's nothing bad in the 10 Commandments, right?
Right.
And
hey, just an update. I'm watching some breaking stuff. So the Secret Service confirms that Trump is safe. He's being looked at for medical. He's alive, and he is safe. That is much as I can give you for right now. I'm looking at multiple different sources. I'm sorry for interrupting, Jake. Continue.
No, you're good, brother. Because I know this. When Reagan got shot, that's what I was going to go back to. Because I remember dialed into when Reagan got shot. And it was like, golly, but it was kind of that same scenario. He was doing so good that they were like, look, we got to do something about this.
Yep. You're right. You're right.
Now, did it say anything about the gunman, Aaron? You see anything about the gunman on there?
Man, I'm not finding anything, which by the way, leads me to believe that since we're not putting it out, like whoever it is, I can guarantee you who it isn't. It's not an ultra-white magus extremist, because if it was, we would find out right the fuck away, right?
Oh yeah, instantly.
Just like the Kansas City shooting. You know why? Like, oh, there was this shooting at the Kansas City parade, and then there was just fucking crickets. You know why? Because it was illegal immigrants that committed that shooting. So right now, we don't know who shot anybody. I don't want to assume, because I won't assume that it's the political leanings of whatever. And you know what? To be honest, at this point, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't care if you're left, right, center. Man, you took a shot at the king. You took a shot at something that I care about so fervently, that if I was in your area, like I can't help but project, right? If I was in Pennsylvania at that rally, and somebody tried to shoot the president, right? And I was that person that was next to them, I would relish beating them to death with their own fucking gun when I took it from them.
Oh yeah,
because that's like, hey, everybody out there, everybody that wants to hit me in the DMs and be like, oh yeah, you went to Iraq when you went to Iraq under false pretenses and you were involved in operations that killed people and whatever. I want to say this super clear to everybody. I'll still kill for America.
Yeah.
I will
get
fuck,
it twisted.
don't get it twisted. I will fucking murder for America, and I'm a violent individual by nature. I try to restrain that as much as possible, but sometimes I slip up. I swear to fucking God, I will kill for America, and I'll kill for what I think is important. And this is important enough to me.
Aaron, you don't look it, man. You don't
look on fire, brother. Hey, let him be, Jay. Watch out, because your boy on fire.
Hey, remember that picture of the guy? Remember Sicario, the nerd with the glasses and shit?
Yeah.
It's just a fucking murderer. Hey, bro, find me in a fucking gunfight. I don't give a shit. I'm about that fucking life. I fight grown men that are trying to kill me 5 days a week as a fucking hobby. I've done it for the last 25 years. Fuck around and find out. Fuck you. This is America, and this shit will not stand. And the silent majority that has been there, these people that are like, oh, I want to be left alone. I want to be left alone. You know what? You and I, they not like us. Consider me K-Dot, dog. You come out here, I am the boogeyman that will show up and show people. Because I swear to fucking God, if this is not your call to action, I don't know what is.
Man.
But so now, what do we do as the global war on terrorism veterans? Like, this is it, man. Like, all these fucking crooked people that are in office right now that are 80 and 90 years old, what do we do as the vets that are currently... Like, we're next in line. Like, this has to be a call to action for every single vet that raised their hand and said, I will defend this fucking country, this constitution, foreign and domestic. Like, this has to be it.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and bear true faith and allegiance to the same. I will obey the officers appointed over me and the office of the President of the United States of America. Motherfucker, I know every single word. And there's no time limit. There's no expiration. I think step one, I think we exhaust every single, like, I understand that people don't have faith in the systems that we have right now. We've lost faith in every single system, right? Like, when the FBI and the Secret Service come out, they were like, oh, here's what happened. You know what everybody's going to say? Bullshit. We don't trust you. The CIA? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let me guess. This guy's been on the FBI watch list forever. You know why? Because the last 10 mass shooters have been on the FBI's watch list and they've done nothing about it, right? I understand there's distrust in the system, but you have to start at the lowest possible level at your local area. You go right now and you show everybody the video of Trump getting shot. Every single one of your liberal friends, every single person that's not voting conservative, every single person that has decided that girls can be boys and boys get to change in girls' bathrooms, and the fucking nonsense that we have been fed forever. This is it. Like, I'm sorry, but this is the watershed moment. That shit was all, like, you know, the saying, strong men create good times create weak men create, hard times create hard men. Dude, we are so far into weak men create hard times right now that you can't see. Like, this is it.
Epic.
So the bullshit has to stop, man. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be nice. I'm not going to hand anybody. I'm like,
no, this is it. Like, if every single citizen watching this right now isn't fucking disgusted at what this country is slowly becoming, like,
left, right, it doesn't fucking matter. By the way,
it doesn't matter.
I swear to fucking God, change out the president, change out who was on that stage. If you did that to President Biden, I would beat you to death too. And I would relish it. And I would smile. I would fucking smile in my fucking court appearance, and I'd go to jail and I'd serve dead time. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. That's the president, dude.
I completely agree with you, Aaron. I don't think this is I'm not jacked because it's Trump.
No.
I'm not fired up because it's Trump. I'm fired up because we're out here. 2 people are running for election, and we might as well be Colombia or Venezuela because now we just killing the guy that's winning, right? Like we're going that deep into the playbook. We're gonna start killing the people that are winning the election, and then like I go back to the whole shooter on the knoll, right? Like when it comes out, like it's gonna be some greasy, grimy stuff.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a whole bunch of people pointing fingers and massive investigation. I mean, he is a former president. Like we tried to assassinate a president of the United States, right? Like that's a
after
fact.
by the way, after we spied on him, after we lied about him, after we concocted the Steele dossier from Hillary Clinton in the DNC, after President Obama approved to spy on him. Like, I'm sorry, but this validates every single thing that President Trump has ever said. You can think he's a liar. You can think he's hyperbolic. You can think that he just says stuff to say stuff to get clicks. I'm sorry. This is it. He's right. He's been saying for years they tried to kill him. He's been saying for years they're coming for us, and he's just in the way. This is it. I'm sorry. The bullshit ends right now. CNN, if they're not on there right now saying that this is a tragedy and this is disgusting and this cannot happen, I will say this. For everybody that's paying attention right now, I want you to watch the reaction of MSNBC. I want you to watch CNN. I want you to watch The View. I want you to watch Joe Scarborough. I want you to watch the late night hosts. If they say they are going to, by the way, they're going to say things that are half stepping. They're going to say things
let's say this, Aaron. Let's stop right. I'm gonna stop you right there. Let me read this out for you. So this is gonna prove your point exactly. Trump injured at incident at Pennsylvania rally. Okay. Secret Service.
Where's that from?
CNN. Secret Service, which rushed him off the stage, says the former president is safe. His
gunshots.
Hang on.
Gunshots in the video, motherfucker.
His spokesman says he's fine. All right. Not a single mention all the way down the page. Already on the first, they've already talking about Trump transform the federal judiciary system and could push the courts further to the right in the second term. They've already left the fact that Trump got shot on the first page. Like we're already, he just got injured. Someone threw a rock at him. He got injured and they rushed him off the stage. He's going to be okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah. Injured. He twisted his ankle. You know what happened, Jake? Per CNN right now, there was an incident. He twisted his ankle. Remember, so there was a very famous fight. Tony, I'm blanking on it. So, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Man, I screwed that up. So, he was supposed to fight Tony. Damn it, I'm blanking on the guy. Anyway, they were at a press conference. He walked up on stage. He tripped over a wire and tore his ACL, and that was like the 5th time. Khabib Nurmagomedov. It was the 5th time that they were supposed to fight, and he actually he had to like bow out because it was like an ACL tear because he literally tripped over a wire during press, and that's what stopped that fight between Khabib and Tony, like the 900th time it was supposed to fucking happen. If you read that CNN headline, it's like, oh yeah, Trump broke his ankle walking up a ramp. Oh, and by the way, he's done really crappy things legislatively that we don't agree with. But anyway, oh yeah, Aaron, by the way, he sort of got shot.
Aaron, the next story is Richard Simmons, fitness personality and TV host, dead at 76.
Jesus.
Oh man.
Christ. That's where we like to your point. I'm just making your point because I look at CNN. To your point.
Of course I do. Of course I do.
Trump got injured, and oh man, Richard Simmons died at 76. The health and food nut guru. Like that's where we at. But that's where, like, to prove your point, that's where we at in America. Right? We're in America. We're all patriots. We're all looking at this incident, and like we've been saying, media is putting out the message they want to put out so that they can control the masses. And they're saying, oh, they're not going to give Trump no gas. Trump got shot. Raise the fist. Like, I'm good. You can't hurt me. David Goggins out there, man. We're going to see Trump. We're going to see Trump running on the moon next.
Hey, I do want to put it out there. David Goggins tried to be a PJ and he failed. Anyway, I do want to, but I mean, imagine what headline, like, holy shit, CNN, do you need a social media manager? Because I'm fucking better at this than you. How about this headline? Defiant Trump stands tall in the face of assassination. Holy shit, that would get way more fucking clicks than the bullshit that you just wrote, CNN. Why am I better at this than you? I'm a knucklehead with a microphone and a fucking computer. I'm in a child's room right now at my brother's house on vacation, and somehow I crafted in 2 seconds live a headline that was better, that would have done better for you if you would have just used it. You know what, CNN? You know what, Jake Tapper? You know what, Chris Cuomo? Get the fuck out of my DMs, bro. By the way, you're gay. How about you holler at me, and then I'll fucking make your headlines for you, you pieces of shit. Like
now,
MSN, you got to go way down, and it says, "Oh, loud pops, Trump incident." They're not even
gunshots
talking.
from a pistol, motherfucker. Who you got on your fucking shit?
Trump says he's fine after being rushed off the stage, but they do say gunshots. They say gunshots ring out, so that a little bit better over there.
It's still being downplayed, though. I feel like it's still being downplayed as
100%.
But
100%.
Do you think they can get away with spinning it as it was something that Trump tried to do to himself?
No, absolutely not. Come on, man. Like
I'm just saying, like they're going to control the media, and they're going to say, "Oh, Trump planted somebody in the crowd, and that's why he didn't get shot."
Oh, he got shot.
Oh yeah, he got shot.
Especially, dude. If I plan something, I'm gonna tell you, hey, don't shoot near my head. You know what I mean? That's
right.
The room for error is too big.
Arm, bro. Yeah. Like I would have advice. Well, you know what's funny about this is that we're giving him too much credit. They probably did, but that liberal pussy that tried to shoot Trump, he's just not good on a fucking platform. He tried to shoot him in the arm, he just missed.
Yeah,
because he's ooh, I'm scared of a gun. This little shit. This little thing kicks so hard.
Dude, could you imagine what's going through the family's head as they're watching their fucking father get shot on live television? Like that's got to be fucking, bro. Like,
so I'm glad that you brought this up. So let me tell you. So people are not tracking this. Do you know how smart Barron Trump is? Are you aware of how intelligent his son is?
Yeah, he's really smart.
He's 17. He holds court with people that think that they're like these political like organizers and stuff. He'll hold court at a table and he leaves them dumbfounded how smart he is. He's tall, he's good looking, he's a smart guy. And here's the thing. Remember when the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago on the fake documents case? They went through Barron's room. That's Barron's origin story, man. They went through his mom's room. They went through his room. Barron is a tall, smart, tons of money behind him. He is one of the smartest people that's in the political circuit right now. How does he feel about his dad right now? I will tell you straight up, we went to war in Iraq because George Bush got mad that somebody tried to kill his father.
Yep,
you want to talk about the next powerhouse in American politics? Barron Trump is already positioned to be a two-term guy that has a voice that is unchecked. Wait until this guy decides. If he decides to get into politics, it's over. Look at his story right now. The left
is definitely getting in there. Yeah.
The left weaponized the DOJ against me. They raided my mom's panty drawer on a false charge that Jack Smith trumped up and lied about with concert from the FBI. They lied, and they even staged photos. They looked through my mom's panty drawer. They looked through my drawer. They tried to kill my father. And I am here, America, to save you. I'd vote for Barron Trump right the fuck now. What are we talking about?
Hey guys, did you guys talk about the actual incident? So I just watched it. I'm over there on CBS. Can someone explain in PTSD detail the first action when shots ring out? Because it is not to huddle around the dude and put our hands in front of his face and then lower our hands and let the dude raise the fist. I will go back to the training that I had. Your number one thing is getting out of the area. And that dude's getting drugged by his shirt collar.
That's it.
On the ground, low and gone. Bro. We're not standing. I don't know what they're doing. Like they're all going to get fired. They're up there for a good 5 seconds.
No, they're not. You know why? Because it's two females. It's two females that couldn't pick them up. Trump literally was like, let me get my shoes. Oh, really? That's the Secret Service? Hey, Secret Service. And by the way, Jake, we did talk about it. It was one of the first things. I was like, that Secret Service response, fucking disgusting.
Disgusting.
Jesus Christ, man.
disgusting.
I'm not going to pretend that I know what the secrets are. I have cousins in the Secret Service. They were on Laura Trump's detail. They were on President Trump's detail. I have friends in the federal agencies that do this day to day. I do not understand everything that is entailed in being a PSD guy. You know what I mean? I will tell you this. You put the three of us on stage, that whole situation looks completely fucking different. Okay?
Absolutely.
And that should not be so. I'm telling you right now, that should not be. I should not be able to chicken hawk and nitpick the C. I should be like, hey man, they did everything that they could. It was a fucking terrible situation. Meanwhile, the chick in the little ponytail, she looks lost. She's literally just draping herself, and then she's holding on to a guy that is completely awake and ambulatory, and she weighs him down, and then they tackle him by the podium and leave him on the X. It's simple. Oh, I'm trying not to yell, man. It's simple tactics. When you get hit on the X, guys, what's the first thing you do?
Get off the fucking
Get
X.
the fuck off the X, man. That's it. Return fire. Get the fuck up. Where are the guns?
Shoot, move, and communicate.
Where are people's sidearms? Those people have fucking long guns on them. Where are they? Where's the picture with Secret Service with long guns out?
I'm going to look at the Reagan shooting right now. I'm going to go look at the Reagan shooting, and I'm going to see the difference. I remember it like it was yesterday.
You should. You're old as fuck.
Absolutely. I remember the dynamic, and I was like, damn, them dudes is on the move, right?
Right. I'll tell you, look at any shooting. Look at the Reagan shooting. Look at the Bobby Kennedy shooting. Bobby Kennedy had a great PSD too. There's a great video. Look at the Bobby Kennedy shooting.
Oh my gosh.
With Saran. Dude, they don't care. Your job is not to make him happy. Your job is to grab him by the scruff of his collar and put him in an armored vehicle and get him to the fucking surgeon. That's your job. And then everybody else returns fire.
Aaron, in 4 seconds, there's guns. Reagan is gone. By the time the guys are on the gunman, Reagan is already in the car, gone in like 3 seconds. 3 seconds, they already shoved him in a car after being shot. And 9 seconds later, they already got the gunman on the ground and everybody got their pistols out.
Jesus, and not a single gun.
No, to your point, like I remember this. Like I remember in my vision, in my brain, and I'm telling you, you have capable and competent, and then you have a complete like shit show. Like,
well, let me just flesh this out, because again, like I can't be a Secret Service agent, but I can tell you what I do have experience in. I was a 22-year Air Force guy. I was an 18-year PJ. We would pick people up all the time, right? However, people don't understand when you're like, oh, you're going to get a pilot, you're going to get somebody that's captured, whatever. When you bring them into your formation, they're not a part of your team. They don't have a fucking gun. We take their gun away from them. They are a person that you're protecting. Okay. The pararescue motto is that others may live. You know what happens when I would give the same brief to every single patient I've ever touched, real world training. It doesn't matter. I would go like this. Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm the pararescue team leader. I need you to grab onto this kit. Don't you let go of that kit. If I need you to lay down on the ground, I want you to lay down. I want you to cover your head. And you don't pick yourself up until you come get me. What's my name? My name's Aaron. Okay. I want you to grab my kit. As we go through this thing, if you hear gunshots, if I don't tell you to get down, you don't get down. You hold on to my kit and you follow me and you don't fucking let go. And if I need to get into a gunfight, I'm going to put myself in front of you and then you get down and I'm going to tell you to crawl away from me. Okay. That's what I did as a special operator for 18 fucking years. If I did that to President, imagine me being on the stage now with that experience. Did anybody look like that on the stage? Did anybody look like they were presenting your plates to the target behind a fucking long gun or behind a pistol to protect the person that you're there for, that you said you fucking die for? Secret Service? Because I'll tell you what, man, I'm not trying to aggrandize myself. I'm trying to say that our motto was that others may live. I swear to fucking God, I will prove this whenever it is that you need me to. I will fucking get in a gunfight with you, and I know that I'm going to lose. I don't give a shit, because the person behind me is more important than the person in front of me. I will fucking turn you into soup. I will fucking murder you, and I will sleep like a fucking baby.
So now, Aaron, what do you think is going through former President Trump's mind right now? Like, do you think he is amped up? Do you think he's fucking... Because when you don't have the training, when you don't have the, like, getting shot at and getting shot changes a person, right? Especially if you don't have the training and it's not what you signed up for. What do you think is currently going through his mind right now?
That
Oh,
man's
Aaron.
on attack mode, dog. Jake, go.
So I'm gonna tell you, I've been shot. It really wasn't that big a deal. Okay.
That's because you're a maniac, Aaron.
Hey.
That's because you're a maniac,
Hey.
Jake.
I mean, not
I'm telling you, I
that
got
big of a
shot.
deal.
My buddy was spitting on me because he was laughing. They
Right.
were screaming at me because I had blood pouring out of my leg, out of my hip, right? It took me probably, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds to actually realize I got shot. I was in shock. I ain't gonna lie. And drove myself to the hospital. But the next day I went running, like fucking, let's get back on the horse. Now I will say how it changed me. I did not go out anymore. Okay, I was 3 weeks away from going to Naval Academy. I managed to get myself shot like an idiot. And I didn't go out anymore. Didn't go to no more parties. I worked out. I trained. And then I went off to the Naval Academy. I didn't come home. Didn't come home ever again. I didn't go out ever again either when I was at home. But I never went to another party in Washington State after I got shot. Okay. But I will say this. I hope that we see Trump. It's already 7, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. I'm gonna say this. We're gonna see a press conference tomorrow from Trump.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And it's gonna be gasoline.
Attack mode.
He's gonna raise another $500 million.
Easy.
And he's just gonna be like, look, we're gonna fix a lot of things when I get into office here in a couple months. And they tried to kill me. I've been telling you, they tried to kill me. They tried to kill me. I've been telling you guys, they've been trying to kill me. Now you guys see, I wasn't lying. They tried to kill me, but they didn't get me. You know how he's gonna be. He's gonna be up there just killing it. And I mean, it is what it is. You get shot, you either die or you live. You live or you die. He lived, so he lives to fight another day.
Okay. So this just reported by the AP, shooter dead and a rally attendee killed at Trump event in Pennsylvania. Butler County District Attorney tells AP. I want to say this super clearly for everybody. Fucking good. I'm glad you're dead. I hope you died and you were scared. Go fuck yourself.
So let me say this, Aaron. Wait a minute. So if you watch the video, there ain't no shooting going on. There's 2 long guns on the stage. Ain't nobody shooting nobody.
Nope.
So let me ask you this. Wait a minute. Did he get shot by a 2A guy? Did he get shot by a 2A guy?
You know what I was just about to say?
Dude, do you know how much fire this will be if he got shot by a 2A guy?
A good guy with a gun. Nothing is ever stopped by a good guy with a gun. I'll tell you what, every single problem is stopped by a good guy with a gun. If the police come and shoot somebody for trying to rape and kill you at your house, guess what that is? That's a good guy with a gun stopping the problem. I don't again, the reporting is coming out. I don't understand how it is that they died or what it is that they did. And the other attendee, that's another question for me. I was just about to say something super stupid, and I'm totally happy to put this out there, but I was like, oh yeah, 2A guy, how'd he get a gun into the fucking rally? Because security is so good. I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah. Now, do you guys think once they start pulling those strings, do you think anything is going to come out as far as the shooter having ties to some political affiliate or being hired to do some of this shit? Like, how do you guys think this is going to play out?
Man, do we have the Nashville trans shooter manifesto? Do we have the motive behind the fucking Vegas shooter? Do we have any of these things that they put out that don't fit the narrative? I'm sorry, man. I'm too cynical for this. I'm too black-pilled. There's no way that I'll believe that we get any sort of transparency here or any sort of motive, even a background on the person. The left does this all the time. You have some gangbanger in Chicago that's 18 years old that kills 9 people at a birthday party, and they post a picture of him at he's 12 years old. He's like, oh, here, I'm holding a teddy bear. Meanwhile, his Facebook is full of him pointing 45s at the camera and talking about his connection to drill music, right? It's in the way that it's presented. I don't think that we're going to get transparency. I don't think that we're going to get any sort of real information. I don't think that we're going to get any sort of real motive. I think that's going to be suppressed as much as some of these other things. We just had another incidence of trans violence that you 100% didn't hear about. So a trans individual was their parents wouldn't accept their trans lifestyle, so they went home and they murdered them, and then they tried to make it look like a home invasion. They killed their parents, they killed their mother and their father, this boy that was transitioning to a girl that wouldn't use their pronouns, and that's been largely missed up, just by your faces right there. You guys didn't hear that was a huge news story in that space. So you know what? No, 100%. The MSM is complicit. You can't trust anything you hear on mainstream media. So I have no faith in the system that they're going to tell us actually what happened or who this person was, or if they were politically motivated. And again, I'm fully expecting some other bullshit. Like the FBI is going to be like, oh, they were totally on our terrorist watch list. Oh, really? Like the 10 last mass shooters that were the Uvalde kid, terrorist watch list.
Wait a minute, Aaron. Wait a minute, Aaron. They had the DC sniper within 3 hours.
3 hours.
But they didn't want to arrest him because he's black, and black people don't shoot people in mass shooting.
Hey, by the way, I was there in DC. I lived through that. I was getting the lines on bait. Like I was stationed in DC during that time when it was happening on 495. That happened in my area. People got shot at the supermarket that my wife, my ex-wife, and my children shopped at. That is not a joke. I was on base. I waited an hour and 10 minutes for gas because he was shooting people at gas stations. So people were like, hey, the safest place is Andrews Air Force Base. You got to get gas on base. Hour and 10 minutes to get gas. The line went all the way around. The gas station, the Shopette on Andrews at that time was on a specific location, but it went 2 miles past the Cenex, which is where Air Force One is housed. I lived through that. 3 hours they had him, and they didn't believe that mass shooters could be black, and actually shot people. And he shot 6 more people after that, killed them.
Yeah, they had him like 3 hours. Like this, just I kind of agree with you, Aaron and Jay. Like, I just think like we're not gonna find out. I'm trying to put the pieces together from a shooting perspective. Probably, dude, if a 2A dude shot him, the shooter, the bullet probably went through him and shot somebody else. Or we're going to get real tragedy. The 2A guy shot the killer, and then the Secret Service shot the 2A guy.
Shot him. God damn, yeah.
But I don't see. Again, I just watched. I mean, there's not another shot for 30 seconds.
Exactly, and you don't hear it. Like there's plenty of time. So if somebody was responding to this, my hope is this. My hope is that there's an Aaron Love next to him in the crowd, and this guy put him in some sort of choke or some sort of hold and just squeezed. I honestly, I hope he's from Denzel. I'm going to snatch the life right out of you. I hope that as he faded, as the will to survive left that man's body, I hope that that man was excited. I hope that he was happy to meet his fate, because I'll tell you what, he deserved it. And I don't give a shit. I have zero sympathy for this dude. I'm glad he's dead. I don't give a fuck. We'll see who the other attendee is, but I'll tell you what, man, that's what you like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But I'll tell you what, if we find out it was the Secret Service, like, no, it wasn't. We didn't hear any other gunshots. Those 3 gunshots were perfectly clear on the same camera angle. So if somebody was returning fire somewhere, we would have heard it. And Jake, you're right. We didn't.
We didn't hear it, and we saw no guns either.
Yeah. So. Now I hope that, and this is more so for the citizens that are witnessing this. Like, Jake, you lived through the Reagan eras, like me and Aaron, like we've literally just witnessed fucking assassination attempt, right? And I hope people watching this understand, when you give these politicians, these corrupt politicians, unlimited power without checking them, this is what can happen. They've jailed this man. They've done so much shit to him to where people think it's okay to take shots at him. Like, this is not okay at any level. You know what I mean? No, and when we set that precedence, dude, how do you think we look to the world right now, Aaron?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, we look exactly how we should. We own every part of this. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I have zero. Like, I will not make excuses for how we've been or how far we've let it go. And I'll tell you what, the conservatives and the other people, the people like my tribe. You know what I mean? I hate other people, right? Because that's not the point, man. Like, I want us to be good American citizens together. I truly do. That's not the fact of the matter right now, though. So when other people look at us from the outside in, we've allowed this. We've allowed the Overton window to shift further and further and further and further. We've allowed Jake Tapper to go on CNN and say that Trump is literally Hitler and then moderate a debate. We've allowed Dana Bash to be married to one of the people that was the 51 Intel officials that said that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation. She was the other freaking debate, the other moderator on the CNN debates. Like, we have allowed ourselves. Maxine Waters will tell you to go out and get in these people's faces. Don't let them have dinner. AOC will go down and she'll stage fake freaking photos down at the border, right? We have allowed ourselves. This circus has gone on too long. And again, I fault these people that are these squishy rhinos, these Republicans in name only, these conservative. And again, I'm not a Republican. I'm a conservative. Okay. These people that have allowed these things to happen, to get to this point, to be radicalized to this point, are exactly part of the problem. It's literally 50-50, maybe 41.9% and 50.1%. 50.1% for the people that literally want to kill Trump. Like, remember, Kathy Griffin famously was canceled. She's fine now. She was canceled for having a decapitated photo of Trump's head on her Twitter. So now you tell me, oh, well, that's not, the left doesn't really want to do that. I mean, it's just like hyperbolic and like, it's just like a thing. No, it's not. They really wanted to kill the man and they tried. I don't know how to phrase it differently than
that. This is ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Now, let me ask you this, because I know the first thing that went through my head, not the first thing, but like probably the third thing, I got to go upstairs and make sure all the guns are good, right? Like I haven't been in the gun safe in, I don't know, a couple weeks, but I need to make sure my batteries are good, make sure my guns are good, go over my little plan to get out of San Antonio. Should shit hit the fan.
Hey, man, you got somebody
that
out
civil
west.
war that everybody keeps talking
west,
about. That civil war that everybody keeps talking about. This is how it fucking starts. Because as we're sitting here talking about this as fucking patriots, as veterans that, like, I've donated 20 plus years of my fucking life to go overseas to make sure that this shit doesn't happen on American soil. And to watch it develop, like, on fucking live television with my kids, yelling upstairs, like, Dad, is everything okay? What's going on? Because I'm so fucking shocked at what I'm reading. Like, this is not okay at any level, on any level. You know what I mean? And I can see, people like us saying, wait a minute, like, this is not happening on U.S. soil. And like Aaron was saying earlier, like, if there's a group of people on that side that are willing to weaponize themselves to go attack the current fucking guy that's running for president, then I guarantee you there's going to be another group of guys that's going to be on the other side that's going to say, fucking bring it, right?
Well, now here's the fucking problem, is that unfortunately for these skinny jean-wearing little fucking pussies that are like, oh, well, we need to kill Trump. I'm sorry, dude. There's like a couple million veterans that live their life in Iraq and Afghanistan and Syria and Yemen and all these, Djibouti and Kenya and Niger and all these other places. Man, I'm sorry. I've lived a life of violence. You're saying these things, I'm about these things. Like, I don't know what to tell you, and I don't know why we constantly have to push ourselves hyperbolically closer to a scenario where that's a thing, because that's not what we want. But I will tell you, man, you are pushing a whole group of people that have training that you couldn't possibly imagine, because it was real world training. Like, when you start talking about people that are like, hey, man, I'm not going to stand for this anymore, and now you finally push me to a place that I'm not okay with what you guys are doing. Do you know what's distinctly different in the left and the right there? The left is like, well, I'm going to post about it on my Twitter account, and I'm going to be super mad at you, and I'm going to call you a racist. And the people on the right, the conservatives that have actually done it, they're like, oh, no, I'm going to pack my ruck. I'm going to check my optics. I'm going to check my ammo. And then if you fuck with me, I'll fucking murder you, and I'll go on to the next place.
Aaron,
that's what we're talking about.
Hang on. I be coming off the top rope sometimes. Sometimes I have a good idea.
Yeah.
So I want America to understand this. Kyle Rittenhouse from Wisconsin / Illinois is us.
I got Rittenhouse ammo in my fucking carry gun right now.
Absolutely. And
you know what? I'm about to get us canceled. Where's my fucking sidearm at, motherfucker? I'm about to show you this Kyle Rittenhouse shit.
All of them clowns in them streets were playing games, and Kyle showed up and started laying people down.
For real.
Yep. And like, and everybody was mad he didn't get, like, they were mad he shot the dude's arm off, and they're like, the dude had a gun. They were still trying to get him. Then they were trying to get him on being 17. What is
man, that's, hey, shout out to New Frontier Armory and Aegis Ammunition. This is the jacketed Hallow points from St. Kyle of Rittenhouse in this. And I want to give a shout out to Scout for making this badass fucking Glock. Hey,
and so
man, we strap. Hey, it's comped, it's ported. This shit is flat as fuck. You know what? Like, some people are like, hey, man, what do you feel when you shoot somebody that's trying to kill you? And somebody's like, recoil. This gun is so flat, I don't even feel recoil, motherfucker. That's a 2 pound trigger with 15+1. That's an admin load. Come fuck around and find out. And guess what? Like, I'm speaking hyperbolically. We're obviously talking on a podcast. We're obviously talking live, but there are millions of people like me that you have forced into what they feel is an unwinnable scenario. Now, it's not enough. It's not enough that you put him in jail. It's not enough that you put him in bullshit trials. It's not enough that you try to denigrate his family. It's not enough that you went through his wife's underwear drawer. It's not enough that you weaponized the DOJ. Now you tried to kill him. You tried to kill him.
So
I'm
Aaron,
sorry, man.
Do you think that Donald Trump should privatize his security force? Do you think he should like get rid of the fucking Secret Service and hire his own personal security force?
Why would you trust them? They already failed.
I think a better question is, Jay, he probably already is. Because if you haven't figured out one thing with Donald Trump, he's firing people that don't perform.
I got him.
He fired.
I think that's. I'm going to disagree there. I actually do think that Donald Trump is going to keep Secret Service. I think that he's probably going to stay there. He's kept him the entire time.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, Aaron, I'm gonna tell you, there's one thing besides the A team protecting the real president and the B team protecting, him, Obama, Bush.
You're right.
Right? Like, I guarantee you, he's like, okay.
Well, and I'll tell you what, RFK Jr., they denied him Secret Service protection completely. Completely, they denied him. So why do you think it's outside of this administration's purview to say that they're not going to give him the best protection that he can have, or that maybe it's going to be, this, that, and the third? They are straight up another presidential candidate, RFK Jr., 100%. They were just like, nope, no Secret Service protection at all.
Dude, a couple of days ago, I actually had, and the reason why I was so shocked when I looked at my phone is because a couple of days ago, I don't know why, I was at the gym and my fucking mind was just running. Like, that's just what it does when I'm not downrange and doing shit. It's just wall games, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, because the RNC convention is coming up. I think it's the 15th through like the 18th. And I'm like, man, like, what is the strategy when it comes to what the Democrats are going to do with Donald Trump, or even the Republicans, right? Like, are they going to change the rules and say he's a felon so he can't run? Or are they going to pull his security detail? And I'm like, man, if they pull his security detail, like, I might have to, I don't want to be part of this, but I might have to go stand in front of his fucking house to help protect him. Because once they pull that detail, like, he's going to be free game. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, like, if it comes to that, I know I'm not the only one thinking about this. There's going to be other guys that are going to grab their fucking strap and they're going to go post up Mar-a-Lago, whatever, to make sure this dude is fucking safe. Because if he doesn't have that detail, they're going to take shot at him. And they fucking took it with the detail. That's how bold these guys are getting.
And to be clear, man, this is not a left and it's not a right thing. Those people that are willing to take up guns to go protect somebody, those are the same people that took up guns to go protect you in 9/11. They're the same people that took up guns to show up to the Columbine shooting. They're the same people that took up guns to go wear a badge every single fucking day on the streets of America. Granted, my views on police are fucking well-founded. You can go back and look at anything. But I will say, they strap on a gun and they strap on a badge to go protect their community at some form or fashion every single day of their fucking lives. And the people that we're talking about here that want to support and protect the Constitution and the American way of life, they're no different than they're all the same person. I'll tell you what, they look remarkably different than we do here, right? Like, they're not all white dudes, they're not all black dudes, they're not all guys that have served in the military, they're not all immigrants, they're not all, whatever you want to say. They're people that love America and they don't want to let our way of life die. And these are the death throes of a falling empire. And there are some, like, I'm sorry, but I will not let that go without a fight. I will not let that, I will not, like, rage against the dying of the light. I will not let that fail on my watch, man. If that's what I have to do, like, that's what you're pushing people to. And this, like I said earlier, I think this is a watershed moment. Like, people are going to have, I'm sorry, man, you got to choose a side. There's no middle ground now.
How do you think the active duty military members are feeling right now? Like, we're retired and we feel like this. How do you think those guys are not only feeling, but what do you think the chain of command all the way up to like 4 stars, like the Pentagon, like what do you think is going through their minds right now?
I mean, the same guys that wanted me to look in dudes' rooms for a Trump flag and call them extremists. Are we talking about the same guys? Are you talking about General Milley that said that he would call China and undermine the president in order to make sure that China knew that we weren't having a missile strike? Are you talking about Secretary of Defense Austin? Like who are we talking about? Like the rank and file dudes? Man, the rank and file dudes love Trump. The rank and file dudes love America. The rank and file dudes, these are the guys that are actually going and getting in gunfights. When you hear these people talk, like I'll give credit to, Chief Master Sergeant SEAC number 4, Ramon Colon Lopez. Like that guy never lost his moral compass as it was. And he is willing to have those hard conversations. But he is the last high level leader that I ever heard talk. And I was like, oh no, that's bullshit. Like when I heard him talk, I'm like, what he's saying is true. He believes it. He thinks that it's well founded, and he's got principles and morals. You can tell what's guiding him. I haven't heard that from high level leadership a lot. So what do I think the rank and file guys are talking about? Man, the rank and file guys are like, hey, bro, you just try to kill the president. Like that's, I swear to God, and the Constitution, I bear true faith and allegiance to the same, to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That's what those guys are thinking.
All right,
Now,
Jay.
as far as the elites, man, I can't speak for them because they not like us. They like those dudes, those elected, appointed nonsense politicians, Fat Millie, Fat Austin, these people that are in charge of the special operations commands, they're so far removed from real violence that they have no clue what this is. I don't know if they support it or not. I question their motives openly.
So hey, I was sitting here and I'm like, man, I need to be live on my YouTube banging this, right? Like, so I pulled up YouTube. I'm telling you, the internet is so powerful. Dude on my YouTube just chimed in and said, go back and watch the video really close. The shooter shot the lady behind Trump. So the lady that died, they're saying the lady died, and it was the woman right behind Trump that got shot. But like, how do we get it? We got it via the internet, via the,
Wow.
like people here, like not censoring information, So whether it's true or not, we'll see. But I just thought I thought it was interesting.
Dude, I just watched that. Like it just came up again, and I can't watch that fucking video, man. Like, because I'm looking at him as he's giving his speech, and I'm like,
it disgusts me.
I can't fucking watch it because it triggers me. Because similar to you, Aaron, like there's certain things that I don't do when I'm stateside. Like I don't drink, I don't go out and party. Like I don't go in areas where I know people are rowdy and they're gonna try to test me. I just keep myself out of those situations because I know, like I don't want that guy to ever come out, especially not on U.S. soil. I never want anybody to experience the guy that I become when I'm downrange running and gunning. No one deserves to see that, right? So when I'm watching this and I feel it creeping out because I opened a text message downstairs and I looked at it. At first, I thought it was bullshit. I was like, oh, here we go. It's going to be a fucking dude with a big old dick. When I click on it, I was like, this dude is pranking us. And then I started to watch it and I just stood there. And I stood there for like 5 seconds. And I'm like, holy fuck. Like, this is it. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, I'll tell you what, my friend texted me as well. He was like, hey, Trump shot. And I was like, hey, like obviously like I open up Google and I'm like, hey man, let me look at this. I felt the same thing. And then immediate rage, immediate rage.
Yeah. So I just think I think it's like beyond interesting that we're on here talking about it, and like on my channel right now, everybody's saying that half the people saying it was staged and fake, right? And I'm sitting here and I'm just like, man, another dude on here talking about doomsday. And I'm like, all the scenarios coming out, and we're on here talking about it. And I agree with you, Jay. There's a bunch of shit I can't watch, right? There's a bunch of stuff I can't watch. I can't my cabinet dude's finishing up my cabinets on my house. He has a part-time job as a security guard. He was talking about he has to wear his vest with plates in it. And I'm like, dude, where are you working? He's like, I work at a bar. He said, but I work at a bar down on the south side, and every week someone gets shot there.
Yep.
And I said, hey, man, I said, have you thought about removing yourself from that job? Like, last time I was in San Antonio as a football coach, 3 of our football players got shot over the 4 years I was at the school. And it's one of those things like you're saying, Jay, like, I mean, you can't get involved in that situation because bad things happen. We're going to win, bad things are going to happen, I tell this a crazy one, man. I was in a checkout line in New Hampshire. There was a baby crying in a cart in front of me. There was an old 70-year-old man between me and the baby. And the man said, hey, lady, shut that baby up. So I said, So I started moving a little bit closer to him, right? Like, I'm like, okay.
Hey, fella.
So then he's like, hey, and he used the B word, right? Like, hey, bitch, if you don't shut that baby up, I'm going to shut him up. And at that point, like, I had a hold of the dude. I said, hey, homeboy. So why don't you step out of line? And, who are you? I said, I'm the motherfucker that's going to make sure that baby can cry all it wants. But it was like one of those situations where dude was about to take a heavy L, right? And it wasn't even my kid. Like, if that had been my kid, and as soon as he opened his mouth, he probably would have died because my fist would have crushed his face. And it's like that same reaction, like the first reaction to go protect, like, what are we doing? What's happening? And then it's just like, man. Now, here's what I wanted to say. This is the other thing I wanted to say. So when I was driving over here, I hit all the radio stations on my way over here and couldn't find a single news station talking about it. I want to go back to, and I know you guys are probably, you're probably too old or too young to remember 9/11. I know that's just, I'm saying that.
Bitch, who are you talking to, motherfucker?
Because y'all call me old, okay?
Yeah, you are old. I was a 21-year-old man. You're a dick, Jake.
9/11 was on every channel in America
for 3 straight weeks.
Dude, I say 24 hours, but like
day. Yeah.
There was no programming.
No,
it was 9/11.
Every fucking late night show, every sports event, every single thing. It didn't matter. You could be on Home and Gardening, and they'd be like, "Hey, we're gonna talk about these hydrangeas later, but how do you feel about the terrorist attack?" It was every single thing in your face across the magnitude of all media. It had a stranglehold. When George Bush came out, like, he threw that first pitch out at the New York game.
Yep.
It was like that was the moment that, and again, like, we'll talk about fucking 9/11 all you fucking want. I'm a conspiracy guy. I fucking got it. It's not the fucking point. The point is that shit was everywhere all the time. Where is it right now? Where do you got to go? CNN. Oh, Trump has an emergency. Secret Service said he's safe.
Yeah, he got a boo. He got a boo-boo.
Is that it? MSNBC. Trump rushed off stage. More to follow. Yeah. How about somebody just try to kill the presumptive president of the United States of America? How about that?
This is wild.
Crazy.
But all right, fellas, I appreciate you guys jumping on last minute to add some context to this. I'm probably gonna end this here and then jump on my channel immediately and try to add some context for those folks over there. But yeah, it's I'm eager to see how this turns out, man. This is fucking crazy.
Hey, keep your guns close.
Oh yeah.
Hey, stay strapped or get clapped. That's Glockulation 1.1. Like, it is what it is, dog.
All right, later.
All right, fellas, take care. Bye.